the main criteria that Islam requires when selecting our future spouse. Deen, faith, religiousness. Everything else po comes second. Everything. So, napakalaki ang pagbibigay halaga natin sa faith kasi kung babalik po tayo sa objectives ng marriage, maalala nyo po na ang tanging rason kung bakit nandito tayo sa mundo ay upang sumampalataya po lamang kay Allah, ang tanging tagapaglikha ng lahat-lahat at wala na pong iba. See? We all go back to that objective. Review po tayo ulit, di po ba? Objective in getting married, in choosing your future spouse, is faith. Faith. Why faith? Because our main objective of living here on earth, the only purpose why we were created is to worship. So you see the connection po. Deen, faith, connected to main purpose, worship, sumampalataya. Huwag po tayong maging pasaway at kung ano-ano pang gusto nating criteria. Yun po. Just go back to that and you will never get lost. Now, so ang selection po o criteria para sa mga lalaki naman po ay ito mga sis, take note. When seeking for a future husband, religiousness, number 1, religiousness, good manners, strength, number 3 is strength, and number 4 po, honesty and trustworthiness. Someone you can trust. Someone who can be honest with you. Hindi po nagtatago ng kung ano-ano pang kademonyohan sa sarili. Just tell you, be honest with you, and with a person who is honest, you can trust. But never forget po, religiousness. Now, for the women, so mga brothers, take note. When looking for a potential wife, number 1, again, religiousness. Faithful siya kay Allah Ta'ala. Good manners. And secondary na po yung maganda siya, mayaman siya, at saka yung social status niya. That's secondary. But always remember, first thing you should look for is religiousness. Now, for both men and women, the criteria naman you should look for is compatibility. Yan. This is a thing that is supposed to be common for each other. Compatibility. Now we have the criteria. Ang next step naman po, since nasabi ko na po yung mga criteria natin, ano pong mga characteristics na kailangan makita natin sa ating future husband or future wife. So the next criteria or the next step po is searching the person who will fit all these criteria and placing strong points on religiousness. Ito na po yung searching. So, pwede po idaan ito sa mga contacts ng mga magulang o kamag-anak o kaibigan, or kung wala man po mga ito, you can go through your imam. Kung may available or potential brides and grooms. Pwede rin po sa mga Islamic communities na lokal man o abroad. So, para po sa mga lalaki, tulad po sa sinabi ng Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, kung kaya nyo na mag-asawa, yung the word afford, kung kaya nyo na mag-asawa na kayo. Bear in mind, wala naman pong sinabing specific age. Wala pong naman sinabing Prophet na at this age, kailangan, okay, you can get married. No, there wasn't a specific age. But of course, it should be after puberty. By puberty age and beyond. You do not marry children. No, that's haram. You do not marry children. You marry at puberty age. So, at binigay dito dahil the reason why sinabi na once you can afford or kaya nyo na mag-asawa na kayo dahil iba-iba po ang karakteristik o katangian ng tao. Kasi, the reason why ba't hindi binigyan ng specific age, let's face it, may mga lalaki dyan na handa na mag-asawa at the age of 17. Diba po? And meron naman na hindi pa rin handa na mag-asawa at the age of 35. At meron namang handang-handa na mag-asawa at the age of 45. So, pareho din ito sa mga babae, di po ba? So, Ang point po dito ay kung alam mo na sa sarili mo na handang-handa ka na mag-commit sa isang relasyon, go for it. Please understand po, wala pong live-in dito po sa Islam, at lalong-lalo na po, wala pong girlfriend, boyfriend na tetestingin muna natin kung okay siya. No, that's not how Islam works. Okay? Hindi po rason na porket bawal ang mga ito, dahil because Islam says haram, na bawal po makipag-boyfriend, girlfriend, o makipag-live-in muna before the actual marriage, na, okay, hopeless na. Wala nang pag-asa. So, here you are, trying to break your head and trying to understand, so, paano na hindi ako makipag-boyfriend? Hindi ko ba siya pwedeng maging shota? Paano ka na malalaman na okay pala siya? No. These things are not allowed in Islam. But there is a solution on how to deal with these issues. So, next question po is, pwede po ba makipag-date? Ito na. Alam niyo po sa date, to define date is meeting this person. That's how you define date. Meeting a person you would like to have a special relationship with. That's basically what date means. It means a meeting. It means makikipagkita ko sa isang tao. Yan naman po. Blind date, first date, last date, whatever. Date. Focus on date. I just want to meet this person. Yun po. That's the basic definition po ng date. Now, if you ask na kung pwede bang makipag-date sa Islam, I will tell you right now, yes. But, okay, let me define po mamaya, pag sinabi dyan, oh sige, pwede makipag-date, oh let's go. No, that's not how it goes. Dating in Islam literally means an arranged meeting. Arranged meeting. Ito lang po ang pinaka arranged sa Islam. Wala pong arranged wedding walang arranged marriage, pero merong arranged meeting sa Islam. Okay. Syempre naman, pero in this arranged meeting, kailangan po may chaperon. Ayan na. Alam ko may magsasabi dyan, napaka-old-fashioned naman, hindi na uso kaya ang chaperon ngayon. No. But there's a wisdom po behind this. Bakit mo kailangan may chaperon? Now, sino po ang pwede maging chaperon in the Islamic side? Pwede po ang tatay. First and foremost po, we give importance to the father. Yung tatay. Tapos yung kapatid na lalaki. Wala pong tatay, si kapatid, si kuya, kapatid na lalaki. Pwede rin yung uncle, si tito. Pero hindi tito, friend ng tito, tita. No, not that friend.